I'm at the 2026 Bluegrass World of Wheels Custom Car Show. And speaking of custom cars, you got to see this. This could be the most custom car you've ever seen. Dragula. And you can see that Steve Reinig has put a lot of time and effort into this setup. He's got, here's the car obviously, and there's Steve. Hello, Steve. And back here, Steve and his son built this, and it's a pretty good, you know, reproduction of the actual show with their fence out front. Here's Dragula. It's a working, driving vehicle. And Steve told me some interesting details about it. We'll talk to him about that. I mean, look at the time and effort he put into this. Fantastic. But obviously this is about the cars. And I guess we've got somebody's autograph in there.
That's Butch Patrick.
Butch Patrick. Eddie.
Munster.
Oh, very cool. Okay. So here we go. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to interview Steve about this vehicle. And we're back. Steve Reinig and his Dragula. Fascinating car. Steve's a fascinating guy. He's even dressed up for the interview. I appreciate that, Steve. Tell me about this vehicle. What made you decide to build a Dragula?
Always wanted to build a front engine dragster, and I don't know, this car stuck in the back of my mind. I mentioned it to a guy once that I wanted to build the casket car, and he called me up one day and says, "Hey, I found a casket." And I said, "I don't need another project."
Right.
He says, "Look, if I don't buy this now, there's two guys standing here going to buy it." So I said, "All right, pick it up." He brought it.
Now you're committed.
Yeah. He brought it over to my place, and I paid him for it. And I tried to use that casket, but by the time I modified it enough to make it look like the original car, it wouldn't work. So I decided to build my own. A friend of mine in Fort Wayne, Indiana, he has a precision fab. It's a fabrication place, and he had a press brake that was big enough to make the sides of this thing.
Oh, okay.
And so we went over one Saturday and we bent the front of it up, figured out how long it would take. And then we came back the following Saturday and we bent the other three sides. And I tell everybody, everything on this car was done twice. It was, literally. But anyway, yeah, so we got it all bent up. It took me about 2.5 years to get it up in paint, and I wait another 1.5 years just to get the moldings made, all these moldings and stuff.
Yeah, this is a lot of great detail. And something else I think you told me, look at those details right there. That's amazing. I mean, I don't know how you did that. And this is metal. It's not, there's no fiberglass there, right?
That's right. The moldings were 3D printed, and a friend of mine over in Dayton, Ohio, he did it. And you can't use the 3D printed stuff outside. It's a resin, and the UV light cures it. If you keep it out in the sunlight, it'll crack. I even asked him about putting paint on it. He said, "No, you can't." So I had to pull a mold of everything on this car.
Wow, really?
Yeah, this is called black onyx. This stuff, these are all made out of black onyx. All these, the handles and stuff are made out of a different plastic. I did that because it was a little bit more stout to take a bolt and stuff into it. So, but everything you see on the car is exact to the original car. Roger Baker would not give me a piece off of it until he put it on a computer and superimposed it over it, and then he tweaked it to make it match. And then he called me up and said, "Okay, you can come and get it."
Cool.
I really loved that because the part that took me longest was Dracula's face.
Right.
That was the 1.5 years right there.
So just that little part right there was 1.5 years.
Yep. He wouldn't give it to me until it looked. I gave him my model. My daughter bought me a model for Christmas. And as soon as I got it, I spent 2 hours on a magnifying glass just so I get
get the exact kind of
And a normal casket is from the front lip to the back is 7 feet. This one's 1.5 inches shy of 9 feet.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get everything in the cast. That's why I went with the that's why I built my own.
Oh, okay. Well, see, the casket, you might not, that extra 2 feet you needed just to fit like some of the I don't know, like some of this hardware in here had to be fitted in. You needed you needed the extra 2 feet to get that in there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the first set of frame rails I made were way too short. I set the motor, transmission, everything, and with that 3 foot out the front, I couldn't get a seat in there.
Oh,
so
right.
I took the bottom frame rails, used them on the top because there's double frame rails, and then I made a new set for the bottom and I stretched it out far enough to put the seat in.
Right.
Then the metal got put around. It was all built around the frame, the motor and training stuff.
So this closes. Close it down for me so we get kind of a look of it, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's a replica of a P-51 Mustang canopy.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's roughly about 6 inches taller than a stock canopy.
Right.
I had him do that because the tallest person I've had in this car was 6'9".
And they fit?
And he fit. He had that little button on the top of his hat was touching the canopy.
Right.
I called him over just to see if he'd fit.
Right.
And it worked.
And it's a real working. Can I step on this?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So this is a real working vehicle. And at the end of the day, when we go to close out the car show, you're going to be like this. You're going to drive this to the trailer. You're going to drive it out of here.
I can. Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. Well, super cool. Is there anything else? I think you said something about why is it metal? Could you tell me that story?
Yeah. The original car is fiberglass that was on the show, and the 3 replicas that they made. The reason they did that was because in California you can't have a casket without a dead body and a death certificate.
Oh, okay.
They bought one, and they found out they weren't supposed to have it. So they pulled a mold of it and then took the casket back.
Gotcha, because they didn't have no dead body and they didn't have
no death certificate.
Right, no death certificate. So
that's why this is the only one that's all metal.
How much time? How many hours would you say you have invested in this?
We condensed it down, and like I said, it took me 2.5 years to get it up in paint, and then 1.5 years, so it's roughly 4 years. But we condensed it down and working on it every day for about 8 hours. It took me 6 months to build it.
6 months. If you were to go nonstop.
Yep.
Right, but of course you've got a life and jobs and got to go out and do things. Right, you can't.
I drive a truck for a living, so.
Right, yeah, you got to go. Yeah. Somebody's got to pay the rent or the house payment.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, Steve, it's been a real pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time. Steve Reinig. I'm sorry, Steve. With Dragula at the 2026 Bluegrass World of Wheels. Be sure to like and subscribe, please. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.